Hello, my name is John Lawson. This is for FTT 210. I'm going to be talking about my procedure used to complete the muzzleloader build. And start off with uh, unpacking the materials. Uh, just I put everything down and went through it in my head, and some of the stuff made sense, some of the stuff didn't make sense, some of the things that I thought I was going to be using earlier in the process but didn't use. One of the things specifically that I found challenging was the countersink bit. I didn't have a countersink bit when I did my construction, so I had to go to town and find the right one, and I ended up getting the wrong one, so it led to some trouble. And I had to end up kind of hand doing some of the countersinking, which wasn't really that big of a deal. And a couple of places that it was a problem was putting the thimble on down here, and it wasn't really a problem because you don't really see it. And so it didn't really affect the cosmetics of it. Um, but basically, um, inlet and the trigger, uh, the hammer and everything, and the fire control group was very simple. I didn't have hardly any material to remove when it came to that. I would say inletting the butt plate and all of this was probably the most difficult. And as you can see, I rounded this corner a little bit, and that bothers me. But that was kind of a challenge. And also, if you look at the contour of this, I left this riser in it. I know that you can take this and kind of pitch it down and have it more of a straight profile. But actually came straighter in with this butt plate and left a riser in it because it's essentially, it almost is like a nice little cheek riser. So it's kind of a different shape than some of the ones I've seen. I kind of liked it. But anyway, after all that, the next thing we had to do was we had to go through and put our thimble in. And really, what the most difficult with this was countersinking that screw was kind of difficult. Um, and then the tinions actually had a fairly significant problem with the tinions. This tinion right here, this pin ended up pitching down at an angle during installation and actually knocked another hole in over here. So in our off time, between now and the next class, I'm actually going to put a dowel in here and do it like a brass inlay to make it decorative and repair the mistake because on the front tinion I had an issue with that as well. But ended up getting them in there enough, to get credit for the class. But right now you can see that the barrel is not pinned at this exact moment because I've got the tinions drove out and I'm ordered some new ones, and I'm just gonna make those repairs before the next class. And then lastly, installing the trigger guard. Now the trigger guard, as you can see, I wanted this to be very close up here. It took a lot of bending and shaping to really get this to fit. The inlet in the trigger group was fairly simple. I had to clearance a little bitty bit. I'm probably going to end up doing more up here to get this barrel set deeper. Um, well, I actually really like where the trigger's sitting right now, so probably going to leave it alone and probably focus on shaving this down and sanding this valley a little bit and get this where this sits down in there a little bit, get a little bit more screw engagement back here. But all in all, as far as a function check goes, half cock works. We got the full cock. We've got our set trigger. And as you can see, that tolerance on that set trigger is like non-existent. But it works and it doesn't contact the trigger guard. But yeah, and then lastly, as you can see, there's no cap in there. Gun's clear, and you just breathe on this baby right here. And it works quite well. Really looking forward to firing this thing and looking forward to doing the staining and really finishing it up. Oh, I forgot to discuss this. The nose cap actually presented a good bit of a challenge. I would actually say the nose cap is probably the biggest challenge I had, mainly because in the video that was up, the gentleman doing the construction used a black oxidized screw, and I thought that that black screw was one of the other screws. So I actually drilled the holes for the wrong screw. But when we actually went to install it, I realized that it needed a good bit of inletting work to get it to sit where it needed to be. So when I got done doing that, the holes weren't a problem and it ended up working out. But yeah, it was just a misunderstanding on my part as far as uh, what screw was to be used at what time. But other than that, we'll move on and talk about the learning experience that I had. So I'll go ahead and make a separate video for that.